station in Rock Island. Let's go in and see what's going on. Here we are, everybody.
Guys that went to their house, they're coming to my house this time. Come on in and close the door. Gotta go on the air in less than a minute. See what we have. Good morning. Okay, what do we have here?
Better variety and real country, WKBF. There's one of those classics from the Browns, and it's called Scarlet Ribbon.
Good morning, everyone. 36 degrees at our studios in downtown Rock Island. We have the Iowa temperatures at this present time. What's the coolest in Iowa? Looks like 33 degrees up at Dubuque. They have fog up there, winds out of the southeast at 23 miles an hour. Visibilities are going to be less than 2 miles until the middle of the morning. We're there, aren't we? Winds will be out of the east at 5 to 10 miles an hour. At Atkinson, 600 hogs in a steady market, 42.5 to 42.90 this morning, the best money. Sow market's called steady, 34 to 32.90 a hundredweight. At Peoria, 1,200 head, butcher steady to 25 higher, 50 head at 42.75. The sow market's 50 to $1 higher, no better than 33.5 for 3 to 500 pound sows this morning. At Omaha, 1,100 head, 50 to $1 higher, 42.5 to 43, 30% sows. We hope they'll give us that information by noontime. You know, we're on a kind of a crippled schedule with the markets not open today, the futures markets. In the Illinois direct trade, steady firm, they say, under a moderate demand. 42.5 in the country, plant delivered to 43. The sows maybe $1 lower, 32. Iowa, southern Minnesota had some other information on.
Been listening to WKBF's Mid-Morning Farm News Update with Max Mulliston. Join Max at 12:15 with all the farm and agribusiness news.
Okay. That is a fast-paced 5 minutes, and you can see what happens when you work. And I didn't have this on. I mean, I didn't have the switch that switched this on. I didn't know why we couldn't get it, but I soon discovered that we had to turn that switch on in order to hear it. So we'll do a make good on that. And I didn't have time to tell him that Al Tank will be on more at noontime. That's what will happen to him. But this is, you know, this brings me on and takes me off. This is one of those cartridges that we talked about, pre-recorded. Well, this is the action. You saw the action that goes on. Now, this happens to be the AM booth, AM radio station broadcast booth, broadcast central, if you will. At noontime, I broadcast from a news booth, which is right over there. Let's kind of go over there and we'll take a look at what's happening. I've come to work and I've started planning, and I've put together part of my day. I've put together part of the noontime. I do it. The noontime, I've got lots of these cards. You might be able to come in on that a little bit.
Yep,
that's basically what that tells the man who's working the control room what we're going to do at noon. The livestock section first, and in case there's a sponsor, we put that down. The grain section next, and then Max has Mid-America's weather, and that's what I'm going to have to make up. I'm not going to make it up, but I'm going to have to get it from other sources today. Then at 12:34, we have a program, whatever it is, that lasts 3 minutes and 31 seconds. Strangely enough, at 12:38, we have a program that lasts the same amount of time. That's just an accident of timing. Then we have a syndicated show, which is a fishing and outdoor show, basically. We get, come on closer. This is good, I may buy it. But our information comes in, part of our information comes in from Commodity News Service out of Leawood, Kansas. And I'm getting the Illinois direct hog trade, which I need. I'm also getting the Illinois direct cattle trade, which press machine, which is driven by a computer. We select what we need. I'm going to have to do that today to get my weather together. So come on over here and we have all kinds of selections. We'll see what we can do here. Let me turn this. Normally that's supposed to be on that. Let's get down here to weather. Regional weather. We're going to mess with that and see what we have there. And we just punch up our numbers and it comes out over here. Now, that's all we're going to do there because we don't have any forecast updates. Then we'll go to the local forecast and see if the Quad Cities is on yet. We don't have the Quad Cities on there yet, and it'll come in before noon, so I'll have to wait for that. Let's see. You don't want to do that. Then we want to go into hourly temperatures, and we take the... This is how pretty much everybody does it when you hear temperatures around. Now, we're going to go down to Illinois. And there you see the Illinois temperatures as of, that's of 10 o'clock Eastern time, 11 Eastern, of course, it's subtract an hour from that. Here we are in the Quad Cities. We had 37 degrees at 10 o'clock this morning, winds out of the east at 10, made it feel like 25 miles an hour. That's the feels like stuff, and that's kind of the wind chill factor. But this is for, from as high, you know, Rockford, Illinois, down to Alton, Illinois at the present time. And it does the same thing for Iowa. It comes from Tempe, Arizona. I was always blue. I thought my dreams and all. And that's country, and it's a country and western format. It's the best country and western format in the United States. And when I'm not on, when we're not on live from 6 to 10 in the morning, then the satellite is pumping music and commercials in here. But we have our own commercial time too. And we have our commercials are in here. Some of my radio programs are in here because we're formatted at 4:35 in the afternoon. The grain final finds its way into this automation machine. Now I could do it live, but I do it live onto the cart. And the cart is programmed into, the cartridge is programmed into the system. And so it's live recorded, as the old saying goes. And that goes up here, and then the command, and then the system takes it. The system is obviously programmed like anything else, and we hope it's programmed real well, and it takes the next command and works with it. And then we have a printout over here that tells us what we did and what we didn't do. It prints out over here and tells us what happened, so that if we missed a commercial or something, we can do a make good. But that's the automation. The rest of this equipment is for transmission. It comes, you know, from the tower and from the station and all that stuff. But this is an automated satellite system that we can get out of it because we go live and we can get out of the thing and or go back into it. And that's basically what I do. During the time that I'm doing my farm stuff, most of the time, I'm coming out of the satellite system, I'm going live, and then I'm coming back into it. But it continues to pump. It's so hard now, just know. Pump very good music to the listeners. Another thing, if I want...
As you can see, right next door is Power 98.9, where Mike LeBaron is doing some broadcasting. Can't go in there now, but there he is. Here's all those tapes that have all those songs on them.
That are played on the air. These happen to be programs that play in the morning. They play at 10 after 6, at 6:30, and at 7:30. And the main reason that those are recorded in the morning is because I probably wouldn't say anything else. So I record them the night before. And I use the best topics I know and the latest information I have. If there is a development later that night that would be worthy of a program, obviously I can come in and update them. But being recorded in the morning allows me to be out at night meetings. You know, if I were up and in here at 4:30 in the morning, I wouldn't feel very much like going out at 6:30 to a hog carcass show or to the soybean dinner. I'd have to take a nap or something. So these are recorded. These are standard in the industry. They're old. The old standard. They're called cartridges. Now we do have not used yet. We do have digital processing that we can do on a. We've done it up there before in the AM, but we haven't got it online. It's everything goes into a digital audio processor. The commercials, the songs, and everything. And that is really that's really the wave of the future. But I sit here and do a lot of recordings. I've done most of them now, and then I come out. We've got 5 minutes to go.
Max gets all his information on piles. 5 minutes till airtime. Getting everything organized.
Okay. The Olympics will stay at the top as best we can do it. Olympics, Justice Thigpen, the big performance that Iowa State had in their victory. Now these are
And this morning, President Bush appeared on WGIR's radio show Monday morning and responded to
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Max Molliston. This is WKBF News at 6 minutes and a few seconds past the noon hour. 36 degrees, trying to be 37 or vice versa at our noon hour. Our last official reading here in the Quad Cities was also 37 degrees with some light fog. Winds out of the southeast at 9 miles an hour. The relative humidity 89%. The barometer falling from 30.05, and the morning low was right at the freezing point, 32 degrees. At Galesburg, also light fog. They have a reading of 38 degrees. Looks like that 37 here in the Quad Cities is not the coolest. It looks like Chicago Meigs Airport is the coolest at 36. The warmest at noon, 50 degrees at Marion, Illinois. Upriver at Dubuque, they have 34. Gusty wind. It's a Chinese fire drill without the Chinese in here. Sources say there were around 8,000 on hand for the weekend's RV camping and travel show at the Expo Center in Rock Island. The attendance up slightly over last year. The show displayed more than 80 recreational vehicles and the birds of prey. A Bettendorf man held in Scott Jail this morning, Scott County Jail. Police found LSD in his car after an accident. William Wall left the scene of a minor accident on the I-74 bridge. Witnesses followed him to the State Street bar and called police. No winner in the weekend's Illinois Lotto drawing. That means this Wednesday's drawing will be worth $6 million. The number of reported AIDS cases rose more than 30% in Illinois and Iowa last year. The Chicago area accounted for 87% of the Illinois cases. There apparently are no breaks in the picket lines at Caterpillar Inc. plants in East Peoria and Aurora. The company ended the lockout on those plants last night, but the workers went on strike instead of back to work. The United Auto Workers Union says it won't return on the job until there is a new contract. Caterpillar spokesperson Bill Lane said today he's not aware that any of the locked out workers returned to their jobs. About 10,000 workers have been idled by the labor dispute. Iowa's Governor Terry Branstad pointing fingers at State House Democrats, saying they choked on hard decisions to balance the budget, but the Democrats were quick to respond. Senate Majority Leader Bill Hutchins says the budget gridlock is the governor's